Oh, follow your lead.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Fire. There was a little persistent ache in his right shoulder, as there always was now when he was behind the wheel for more than an hour or two. But that was all. Everything else was fine. He started the car slowly, back at his own side of the road, creeping ahead, alone now in the car, squinting across his lights at the sides of the road, knowing there had to be one near here. It was time for one on this road, where there were so many, because land was flat and needed drainage. The gunman suddenly became appallingly aware that for all the noise that filled the village street, there was not the sound of any human voice that did not come from a radio or a single living thing to be seen or heard. Somehow they had blundered into a settlement populated solely by the department store dummies. And still the whole truth did not dawn. Yeah, another voice cut in. One of the other fighters. Give us a reading, that is. If you guys manage to get out of your rocking chairs. The Mark Hopkins now gives double whiskey sours to all flyboys with certified tiger blood, the skipper said. The others jeered, Alice most of all. All that stuff going on, she drawled. I bet that old Goggy just simply died. He was scared as soon as he got one measly old mile. True, the bears were all in cages and joining gasoline pumps, but were terrified Alice, and they made Georgie nervous. What part of Florida have you lured me into, Georgie? Alice demanded. What mean trick have you played taking me where there's nothing but big old bears? Silence. A woman's voice shrieked. He's afraid you're frightening him. Her hysterical laughter shattered the stillness. Jeremy held up his arms again. There are too many of you, that's the trouble. I expect they'll be back for more. But they can't take everybody, don't you see? Not strong enough, Jonathan. He whirled around. It was Babash. They will break like threads, she panted. She had been running. Her black hair hung loose and tangled to her shoulders. Her chest heaved and her eyes were wide with terror. On Monday, he actually said good morning to the elevator boy, and found the lad was a wizard at baseball statistics. When the postman came in, he returned the loathsome cheerio with a pip-pip old boy, which was repeated up and down the halls. Play ball! Howled the Empire. The first inning was 1-0 for the Tigers. Jonas at left field was still at the bottom of the batting order. The second inning was 2-0. The Tigers still gaining. Okay, 3-2-3. We've located you. Continue to circle. How much gas do you have? Another pause then. I figure about 15 or 20 minutes, sir. Andrea, at 14, had a way I shall never forget of coming down the high stone steps of the moldy brick front where she boarded. She would poise at the top, and then come down in a series of swoops, with clatters of her scuffed old school shoes. Are you going too? I said, thinking of the unthawing faces of old. Jake, I'm going to sing them out a big song from this picture, she said. It will be the first time people will ever hear it, and I want it to be that way. Please, Jake, may I? Jane began the proceedings by saying, I do think we must all have a chat. She looked pointedly at the colonel. He turned red. Happens all the time, the colonel said. He stroked her hair. She whispered, if we only could stop forever, just here. We had been so happy. I love you so much. Happy was the soldier. Kobe was delighted to see him. Man, oh man, he chuckled. I caught up on plenty of shut-eye. Pulaski said, okay, Kobe. Let's us have no more trouble from you, huh? Is that what that there fella is? Asked Kobe, always grateful for increment to his stoic knowledge. A lieutenant? My! That was a dance, man. And she went with somebody else. I was too scared to ask her. And you went alone? It was my graduation, wasn't it? Gee, Daddy, it must have been awful to go on to graduation dance alone. Is he alive? Susanna asked her father when the mules had started. Yes. Is he stupid? No. He is silent. This she would do gladly. And if I have lost my dream, I can replace it with another. And I do not return. It is nothing. There's this firm, Dave said. They've offered me 3 times my present salary as assistant to the head of the development labs. Flashy setup. Sounds good, Charles turned, fixing his deep eyes on Dave. Well, I'm telling you his name, Captain Howard said, slamming his open palm upon the desk. And even if you don't know his name, you can call him Lieutenant! You can understand that much, don't you?